We are back for another deep dive, and this time we're tackling blockchain.
Yes.
You know, you've heard of it,
Right.
Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, all that,
Yeah.
but we want to get to the core. What blockchain actually is.
Absolutely.
So to help us with that, we've got an expert here with us.
I'm happy to be here.
So let's start right in the beginning.
Yeah.
What are the core principles of blockchain?
Okay, so at its most basic, blockchain is a distributed ledger technology. And that sounds really complicated.
Yeah.
But really all it means is that we're talking about a database that's spread across many different computers rather than being stored in one central location.
So your typical bank.
Exactly.
With one giant vault.
It's not in a single vault. It's spread out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of. Get that, but
Yeah.
could you give me like an analogy?
Sure. So imagine like a Google Doc.
Right.
That you're sharing with a bunch of your friends. Everyone has access to it. Everyone can see the changes that are being made, and no one person controls it.
Okay.
Right? It's that shared kind of
I get it.
ownership and access.
Yeah.
That's kind of how a distributed ledger works.
So we keep hearing about this idea of like immutability, like it can't be changed.
Right.
How does that work?
Right. So in a blockchain, each block of data, which you can think of as like a page in our Google Doc analogy, is linked to the previous block using cryptography.
Ooh, cryptography.
Yeah, it's basically like a super strong digital fingerprint that makes it virtually impossible to change the data.
If you try to.
Yeah.
Like mess with one block, it messes up the whole chain.
Exactly. The whole thing falls apart.
Okay, so this all sounds very secure and theoretical.
Yeah.
But how is this immutability actually used in the real world?
So one really cool example is supply chain management.
Yeah.
Imagine you can track a product, like let's say coffee beans.
Ooh.
From the moment they're harvested all the way to your cup, each step of the way. The harvesting, the shipping, the roasting is recorded as a transaction on the blockchain.
So it means like, I as the consumer can be like, so look at that. What coffee beans came from?
Yes.
You know, sustainable farm or whatever.
You can see the whole journey and know that it's authentic.
Okay, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But it also sounds like a lot of moving parts.
It is.
To make happen.
It's definitely a challenge getting everyone in the supply chain to use the same system.
Yeah.
And trust it. That's a big hurdle.
Right.
And there are privacy concerns too.
Oh yeah. Like how much information do we really want out there?
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got the distributed ledger thing. We've got immutability. What else is there that makes blockchain tick?
Another key principle is the consensus mechanism. This is how the network agrees on which transactions are valid and how new blocks get added to the chain.
So it's not like one big bank or government deciding everything.
Exactly. It's decentralized. Wow.
There are different ways to achieve consensus, though.
Oh.
One is proof of work, which is what Bitcoin uses. It's very energy intensive. Very secure.
Okay.
Then there's proof of stake, which is more energy efficient. But it relies on people staking their cryptocurrency to validate transactions.
So there are different ways of doing it.
Yes. Different flavors of blockchain.
It's pretty amazing to think that this whole system is built on like consensus and not just centralized control.
Yeah, it really challenges the traditional models of power and trust.
Right.
Makes you think about what happens when things become decentralized.
Yeah, what does happen?
That's a big question.
Well, as we wrap up here, any final thoughts for our listeners?
Here's something to ponder. What if we used blockchain for voting?
Whoa.
Could we make elections more secure and transparent, or would it create new problems?
I don't know. That's a whole other deep dive.
Right.
This has been super fascinating.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining us. And to everyone listening, keep thinking about all the possibilities of blockchain. Maybe you'll be the one to come up with the next big thing.